Hey everyone! Today I'm really excited because I've got my first Halloween costume look for you guys for this year. I'm going to be showing you guys how to do Katy Perry in her Dark Horse video. I've chosen this particular look right here, but I just wanted to let you guys know that she does wear this makeup throughout most of the video anyhow, so if you wanted to do the short white wig with the printed Egyptian designs or the Egyptian cheerleader or any of those, she was wearing the same makeup in pretty much every look except for the one where she's sitting on her throne and the story plays out. There she's wearing a different makeup look with purple glitter and stuff like that. So any other one besides that, she's wearing this makeup, and I'm going to show you guys how to do it. It's a really fun look. I'm even going to show you guys how I did the wig at the end. So if you guys are ready to get started, I am, so let's go and do that. Okay, so to get started on this look, the first thing we're going to do is apply some foundation. You can apply whatever foundation that you have. It doesn't really matter. We just want to get a nice base coverage on our skin before we start doing the other makeup. So I'm just going to use my Beauty Blender sponge to apply this. Okay, so once you're done with the foundation, I'm going to go back with my concealer stick and just add a little bit more coverage to some of my problem areas. Just go ahead and use whatever concealer you like. We really want to achieve a full coverage for this look, so just keep that in mind. Okay, so once you've got your foundation and your concealer and everything's blended out, for this look, since she's got that bronze Egyptian glow, we're just going to skip the pressed powder, and we're going to just use our bronzer as a pressed powder, and then that way we'll get that nice tan look. If you want, I would actually suggest that you, the night before, apply some sunless tanner all over your body and your face, so that this will really help you have that bronze glow, you know, really look great with your costume. I haven't applied any sunless tanner, so I'm just going to show you guys how to go from there. So you can use any bronzer again, but it's pretty straightforward, so just any bronzer that you have, that's what I would recommend. Okay, so if you feel like you have some spots that maybe you have too much bronzer, or you feel like maybe it's a little too orange, like I think I've got a little too concentrated in my eye area, you can just go back and apply some lighter pressed powder on top. Okay, so for the next step, I like to do my eyebrows next, even whenever I'm doing my everyday makeup. So that's what I'm going to do next. Hers is sort of a dark brown, so I would suggest trying to match it to hers. Okay, so eyebrows are done. Now let's go back and do a little bit of contouring. We're going to use a combination of lighter and darker eyeshadows and some highlighting powder. So let's start out with the darker shadow areas. So her face isn't too much different than my face shape, except that I think she's got a bit more of a wider jaw and a little bit more cheekbones. So I'm just going to shade that a little bit, and I'm just going to use a brown eyeshadow palette to create the shadows. So I'm just going to start out with is just like a smaller fluffy brush or a blush brush, and I'm going to start out with a lighter color brown. I don't want to go too dark right away. So I'm going to just shade the cheekbone area like that, just to create a little bit more definition and depth in that area. And then I'm going to do the same thing a little bit just under here, just to create a bit more of a defined jaw area for myself. It just really depends on the shape of your face. And then just under the chin, just blending up under the ears. Just like that. And then I'm going to move on to the nose now. And her nose is a little more slender than mine, so I'm going to concentrate on doing just some shading along here and these round parts on my nose, just to try to slenderize that a little bit. So now moving on to highlighting, I'm going to use a white eyeshadow and a small brush, and I'm just going to go down the center of my nose, just very skinny, and then I'm going to just go out towards the eyebrows, just like that, right there. It's very skinny down the nose, like that. So that really slenderizes the nose quite a bit. Just a little bit on the higher part of the cheekbones. Alright, so then I want to make it look a little bit more glowy, so I'm going to use a highlighting powder. And I'm just going to apply it in the same spots where I applied the white eyeshadow. So then from here, I'm just going to apply some blush to my cheeks. And the blush that she's wearing is sort of a dusty rose color, similar to this Annabelle color here. And this color is, it doesn't have a name, it's number 48. I can't exactly remember the name of it because they do have names in the display at the pharmacy, but just look for number 48 if you want to find this exact color. So her blush is just very lightly applied to the apples of the cheeks only. Okay, so once you're done your blush, then I think we're ready to move on to the eyeshadow. So what we're going to need are some golds and some turquoises. I have this Sephora color Anthology that has a whole bunch of colors, and I really love this palette, and it has some really great turquoise colors here. To start out with, she's got sort of a very light blue color up into her brow bone. So I'm going to start with that, and I'm going to use a combination of this sort of light powdery blue color here and this very light turquoise color. I'm just going to apply it to the brow bone, as I said. Her colors are very pigmented on her eyes too, so just keep that in mind, that you want them to be quite noticeable. So her brow eyeshadow kind of comes from the inside of her eye here and up, like that. So just apply these colors right to the crease and then stop right there. Then from there, I'm going to be doing the eyelids. I'm going to start with the lighter gold color in the center. She doesn't really have a whole lot of gold. It's mostly just in the very corners of her eyes. So I'm going to use a very, very small eyeshadow blending brush. And I'm going to use this Annabelle gold eyeshadow. It's just a gold eyeshadow, so you can use whatever you have. work just fine. Just in the very corners. And then under the eye, all the way across. And then just continue the same angle as the lower lash line and go up toward the temple. We're going to do the turquoise on the entire eyelid. So we're going to be using the darker color turquoises. So something similar to this one here. I'm going to apply that to the entire eyelid. Just getting it as concentrated of color as I possibly can. So just put it right to about there. You don't want to cover all of the gold you just done. You use your finger. It's a little bit easier just to sort of pack that color right onto your eye. And then just up to that crease and a little bit extending above it. Get any fallout from your shadow, just take your powder brush and just brush it off. Just tap it just towards that gold section so that it blends where it transitions. I'm just going to extend the gold just a little bit up toward that brow, just very slightly. So we're going to start just defining the eyes a little bit with some darker colors. So then again, we're going to need that small blending brush for this part. So I'm going to start by using this navy blue eyeshadow here. I don't want to go black right now. I'm going to start with this blue, and then if it needs a little bit more punch, then I'm going to go over it with black. Layering your shadows is always great because you can create a lot more depth with layering. So I'm going to start with the blue. And I'm just going to start about here at the crease. And the way that she has hers is just sort of out like this. What you want to do is you're following the line that your eyeliner is going to take. So what your eyeliner is going to do is it's going to come across and it's going to go up towards the temple a little bit. So you want your eyeshadow to kind of follow that line so it can connect. So more concentrated color at the corners, and then you blend it in towards the center, and it just sort of feathers out into the turquoise. Or like this. You can see that? That's what we're going for. Okay, from this point, we're going to start working with our glitter. So I'm going to start out with this glitter here that I have, and it's a Summer Sparkle Lip Kit. I got this from Sephora. So it comes with a nice cute little brush and everything, but I'm not going to use the brush for this. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this, I don't know what this is, clearly liquid glitter base, so it helps the glitter really stick to your eyes. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this on my finger first and just take a very little amount. You don't want too much. And then just dab it out on your finger. And then I'm just going to apply it just toward the inner corners on the turquoise eyeshadow, and then just out towards the center of the eye. Her glitter doesn't go all the way to the corner on the top lid, it only goes out just past, I would say, maybe center, maybe a little bit farther out. So I'm just going to apply that, and then I'm just going to take my little glitter pot, and you really don't need very much. I just get a little bit on my finger, and I'm just going to pat it, mostly concentrating towards the inner. Blend it out a little bit so you do have some glitter being pulled out towards the corner of your eye. Then you can just do it a little bit more concentrated, just add more towards the center. Okay, so then once you finish that glitter, we're just gonna go on top of this with the turquoise eyeshadow we used for our lid again, and then that's gonna really bring those colors back. So just with this turquoise here, same one, and I'm just going to apply it to my finger and then to my eye. And then if you feel like you need a little bit more glitter, you can just keep going back and forth and layering and whatever you think you need to do to make it look exactly like hers. So I'm just going to put a little bit more glitter. So for the gold glitter, I'm going to be using this cream palette, and I'm just going to be using this sort of lighter gold color. There's a few different golds in here. You can see this one's a little bit more yellow, but I'm going to be using this sort of lighter gold. And apply it to the very inner corners where our gold eyeshadow is. And it just tapers into our regular glitter that we put on earlier. And then from there, this glitter comes out in a point, and it's going to follow where the eyeliner is going to come out. So you can see there, I'm just bringing it out slightly like that in each corner, and then it also goes under the entire lower eyelashes all the way up to this corner here and just out like that. Now we're going to need to do the eyeliner part. Now I'm thinking we might have a bit of a problem with putting the eyeliner on where these cream glitters stay creamy, they don't really dry. So what you could do is just take a little bit of your gold shadow and just pat it on there. Don't put too much. And I would use a small eyeshadow brush for that. Okay, so then moving on to the eyeliner. What you're going to need for the eyeliner is just a really good liquid eyeliner, one that creates a really nice rich black color and you have a very fine point to it. So let's start with the easiest part, and that is just the cat eye itself. So I'm just going to show you, I just sort of go from the very inner corner of the eye and start out making sort of short strokes just close to the very base of your eyelashes first. Okay, so then from there, I'm going to work on the outer corners of the wing, and hers is done so that when the eye is closed, it creates a line that sort of swoops across the eyelid and then just slightly up. It's a very straight line. It doesn't have a pronounced wing, but when you open your eye, it does look like you do. So I just want to draw across, straight across. And then you're going to curve it just towards the corner you made with your eyeshadow. So just slightly upwards. That's sort of the general shape that you want to have. And then you're just going to go and connect the bottom part up and out like that. So if you have your eye closed, as you can see, it's sort of very straight across and then sort of swoops upwards at the outer corner. And hers goes all the way to where her eyebrow, the end of her eyebrow is. And then, okay, so now the inner corner comes in. Just draw your line and you follow the same angle as the inner corner of your eye. So like that. So for the bottom of her right eye, she's got it lined all the way across, and then she's got a spot that just comes down and has a little curl at the edge, and then another spot that comes down on the inner corner and is just a little bit spiked. Once you come to the corner, her eyeliner on the bottom, it creates its own separate swoop underneath, so you could end up with parallel lines there. So then the second eye, you're going to do the same thing to the top, but then on the bottom you're going to do a nice thick line as we did on this eye, but instead of doing this little swoopy line and the spiked line, you're just going to do a parallel line that follows from the inner corner all the way out to the outer corner. Okay, so now you can see what I've done with this eye here. The next step I want to do is I want to go and work a little bit more on my eyeshadows before we head on to applying our lashes. And then one other thing that she has happening with her eyeliner is where you see this cat eye swoop, it comes back up toward this way and into the crease just slightly. So it's a very thin line just in the crease. So it just creates a little bit more depth there in the crease of the eye. And it looks really cool. Alright, so then for this look in particular here, the lashes that I bought that I thought looked the best to mimic this look are these Ardell Professional Runway lashes, and they're the Giesel black ones. So I'm going to go ahead and apply those now, and I'll be right back to show you the lip color that I'm going to use. Okay, so now I've got my eyelashes on, and I went ahead and took my liquid liner and just went over the upper lashes a little bit just to make sure that it's nice and vibrant and it's covering any of the glue that might be showing. I just wanted to make sure that the eyeliner really pops. So the next step is I'm just going to go and do a very quick coat of mascara just to blend my eyelashes with the artificial lashes. And all you're trying to do is just coat your own lashes. You don't really want to be coating your artificial ones, so that they blend in really well. And then the last thing we're going to do is the lips. So I'm going to use this liner. So I'm going to make the top just slightly bigger. And then once you're satisfied with the shape, just color them in quickly. And then I'm going to apply this Revlon Color Burst Lip Butter in Berry Smoothie. And then from there, I'm just going to add a little bit of highlight to the center of my lips. So now we're all done with the makeup. Now I'm just gonna add the wig and the look will be complete. I'm gonna go do that and I will be right back. Alright everybody, so here's my wig. I just wanted to go over how I did the wig. I just got this wig here from the Halloween store. It's a black Pageboy, and then I colored the top part, just the top layer, with this Garnier color styler in the Bronze Attitude. And then I got some of these gems from Walmart, and then I just cut them out and stuck them in the bangs individually. But I'll be leaving a list of all of the stuff that I used in this video in the description, so that if you guys want to recreate this yourselves, you can. Just one last thing I wanted to remind you guys that I forgot to show you. Just make sure that you go and line the water lines of your upper and lower lash lines with a black eyeliner, just to complete the look. I guess that's it for this look. I hope you guys like it. If you did, don't forget to give it a little thumbs up, and don't forget to share with your friends because they might be looking for a Halloween costume as well. I'm going to have a couple more Halloween costume videos coming up, so make sure you like and subscribe so that you'll know whenever I post those. And also you can come and follow me on Facebook and Twitter and Pinterest and a whole bunch of other places. I'll be leaving all of those links in the description of this video, so you can come find me in all those places. I'll see you guys in my next Halloween video, and I hope you guys have an awesome day. Bye! Blush brush. I applied my bronzer to my entire face. It looks a little funny right now. It just gives you a better idea of what it looks like. I don't know. That's just what I like to do. And also come and follow me on Facebook.